Welcome to another season of The Brew, where it is our mission to tease out the stories that build better living. So here we are, Bob, another season.
Hey, Mike.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to get the season off and rolling.
Yeah, we had like a 2-month departure.
A rest period.
Yeah,
Yes.
needed a lot of rest.
We did.
This show and the production crew here really stresses us, right?
But of course. But I'm really excited about the new format, though.
Yeah, I think we've actually shifted it up. We're getting back to our roots. We're actually making this all about you, which was the emphasis in the very beginning, and I think we got a little bit off track, maybe near the end of the last season.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
it's nice to bring you back.
Yeah. So I'm excited to bring the first segment. Can I?
Yes, but right before you do that, let me make sure, because I promised that I would say check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and then certainly provide comments or throw virtual fruit and vegetables if you want to.
Exactly. I'm really excited to bring the first segment of the first season of this series, and it's called #InServiceOf. #InServiceOf. So it's something that was inspired by our BHAG.
That's
our
right.
Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. Mike, can you talk to us a little bit about what a BHAG is?
Yeah, so BHAG, I know that sounds like a mouthful, doesn't it? It sounds really weird, but I remember Robert, the first time he heard BHAG, he was like, what's that?
Yeah. Explain
And
it to me.
Stands for Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. So it is our target that is way out in the future, that is a stretch assignment. It's something that we have to really put all of our effort into to achieve, but it is kind of a target out in the future.
And so it is that we are transforming Radko Residential into a human-centric leader in service of our team members, our customers on site, and our business partners. And so it's that in service of that we turned into a hashtag. Feel free to hashtag that, #InServiceOf, on Yammer, on any of those social media postings. But I want to talk a little bit about the segment #InServiceOf. I want to talk about 3 individuals, Mike, that I love these stories. The first one is Luke Trudy, Ashford on the Lake. He has a resident, and she moved from Denver to Clearwater, Florida.
Right.
And so long distance move, 22 years old, and her mom was nervous because she lost contact with her daughter, who had just moved into Ashford on the Lake. And so her mother calls into the office trying to locate her, and Luke was she actually called out Luke, in a customer service letter to us.
That's right.
Just ecstatic that he would connect her with her daughter, and so I mean that was Brew worthy. I think that was #InServiceOf worthy. Do you know about that story?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine being the mother on the other end who just had complete uncertainty and probably just really super anxious because she had lost the contact, right? But Luke,
Yes. So it's really cool. Luke was #InServiceOf. Not only his resident, but his mother, who was really nervous about that situation. So really, really caring. So
thank you, Luke.
The second one is Amber Dawson. Have you heard this one, Mike?
This is awesome.
So Amber Dawson, just hats off to you, because so she's managing Spalding Bridge right now, but she was managing Ashford East Village.
That's right.
Until we disposed the property.
That's right.
We sold the property. So Lily Oliphant was a fan of Amber Dawson.
Yeah.
So she emailed to our general email box here at the office saying, I need to find Amber.
She's gone missing.
She's tracking Amber down. What's really cool about this is, number one, our communication process worked really well.
That's right.
It was like an open-ended email from Lily Oliphant. I need to find Amber because I want to move to her community where she is. And Lily found Amber. She went to tour at Spalding Bridge. She's thinking about moving in. What a great success story!
What a testament to the service
one
that
of
Amber
our
provided.
residents tracks one of our team members down.
That's right.
And I think I read an email exchange to Matthew Bush from Amber saying that I think she got word on it. About it on February 14th or something, and she replied back to Matthew about feeling so good about Lily locating her. And as a matter of fact, I mean, that's happened several times with some of Amber's customers. Right. And it's no surprise to me. She's a superstar, hashtag in service of Amber. Thank you so much. And happy
Valentine's Day for that.
Yeah.
That happened on Valentine's Day.
Exactly. So we heart our residents. So anyway, and the third one comes from Florida, Mike. Carly Boss, City Park, Clearwater. So I think she was hired in December of 2017. She achieved assistant property manager by February of 2019, and now currently she's filling in for her current property manager who's away on maternity leave.
That's right.
And so. What I heard was so incredible about how she's hashtag in service of is she's always finding ways to support not only her property and her team members, but also communities around her. So that's an incredible shout out to Lindsay down there, that's the regional manager.
That's right.
Carly, who's hashtag in service of, and the entire Florida team. Thank you so much for being hashtag in service of. And these moments really are what helps transform us into a human-centric company at Radko Residential. Hats off. So finally, before I transition back to you, Mike, on the secret shoppers, send us your nominations. We want to know from you who you believe is hashtag in service of. And there's going to be a survey. You'll see that on the screen, but just send us your nominations of who you believe fulfills and exemplifies hashtag in service of. So Mike, I'd like to turn it over to you to talk about the secret shopper reports.
Nice. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that, taking on in service of. That's I love that phrase. It's
how we doing?
Cool.
I was a little nervous getting into this new brew format.
I like it. It's not live.
You're doing great too.
Flow. The flow is there. We have great flow. Synergies. All right, so I want to talk about secret shoppers and the scores that we are yielding out of that. And I think I want to start by saying that I know that Jessica Gordon and her team really put a lot of effort into training one specific area of the shop, and that was the asking for the commitment, right?
Yes.
The actual moment of truth where you want the prospect to actually transition into a lease application. They have really focused on that, and I think this is evidence of that fact.
And it can be a little intimidating after you've done your spiel, you've toured a prospect, and you have to, quote unquote, close the sale.
That's right.
That can be a little intimidating. So I've seen some of the surveys coming back, and I'm really pleased to say that we're making headway in that area. And our team members are really doing it in a very human-centric way.
That's right.
And I think that's why some people are intimidated by it, because they think, closing is really kind of some salesy thing, but it's really, I believe what they're doing is building a relationship.
That's right.
So that the resident, the prospect is waiting for us to ask them whether we can get on with the leasing process. That's right.
And I would just add to that just tell everybody to remember that we are in a business that is not cold calling. You're not picking up the phone and dialing for dollars. The residents, the prospects that walk in our front door walked in under their own accord, right?
Yes.
And so by default, they've given you permission, at least in my mind, permission to ask for the money. It's just part of the process, and they are almost expecting you at some point to ask for a commitment. So there should, even though there is pressure, there should not be any pressure.
True.
Okay.
True.
All right. So want to really highlight a couple of actually. I can't even say a whole bunch of people that scored 100%. I'm so thrilled by this. For the longest time, we couldn't get there, right? And then we did, and now we have a whole bunch of people. So, want to recognize Karen Suspitas. Is that? I don't know. I apologize for butchering your last name if I did. Radius Cheshire Bridge. Her very first shop got 100. That's amazing. Lisa Wilson at Ashford 2788 got 100. Cassandra Tyson from Magnolia Terrace got 100. Molly Paskey, Ashford, Georgetown. She joined Radko on January the 2nd and then got shopped on January the 13th. I got 100.
Ouch. That's awesome.
So awesome. Then Justin Edge at Radius Palms got 100. Alex Brill, Bridges of Kennesaw got 100. And Angela Thomas from Ashford Ridenauer also got 100%. And Vance Carter, not to be mistaken with Vince Carter from the Atlanta
Vince
Hawks,
Carter.
who's in his 50th season
The Hawks.
in the NBA.
Yes.
Oof, yeah, he's Vance Carter from Winterset at East Cobb also got 100% on his. So I think the list went from 0 like in October plus minus, maybe September plus minus, to now we have 7, 8 people on our list.
Yeah.
So maybe next time around we can get 16 people on the list.
And I'll tell you, Mike, this is a shout out not only to these individuals who've scored this, but yes, you mentioned Jessica Gordon and her team, but the regional property managers, property managers who are all kind of reinforcing what we need to do to get to this 100%. So it's
that's right.
It's an awesome.
It
thing.
takes a team, and it's a great testament to the team up and down, as you mentioned. That's really put an emphasis and a focus on this. And and what really thrills me at the end of the day is that the leasing team member wins, the prospect wins, our property wins, everybody wins in that human-centric BHAG, right? So it's good, very good.
That's awesome news.
Bob, I'm excited to hand off the next segment to you. So I think we have some reveal going on.
A little bit of reveal, just a tiny bit. You had mentioned last year about Align 2020, and it is absolutely underway. Corporate Services team has done a fantastic job at kind of putting the foundation together to coordinate towards Align 2020. It's our property managers conference taking place March 30th through April 1st this year. So it's getting close. So just want to share a little bit about it. Going back to our big, hairy, audacious goal, transforming Radko Residential into a human-centric leader in service of team members, customers, and business partners. So this Align is very exciting because 100% of the content, we call it, the keynotes, to we have a new thing called Rad workshops. To all the interactions are going to be laddering up to how can we become more human-centric and in service of others. And I just want to call attention to that word transform, right? Transforming in our BHAG. It's really that we're taking at Align one giant leap, one giant step forward together to learn how to be more human-centric.
Love it.
And how to be hashtag in service of others. Now, I just want to kind of reinforce one of the reasons we're doing this, and Norman recently said this himself. When asked, how do you drive value in a company, he immediately said, caring. Caring. So caring is tied directly to being human-centric. So I just want to give you a little sneak peek into the 3 Rad workshops we're going to have. So number 1 Rad workshop is called Read the Situation. The second one is called Actively Listen. And the third one is called Decide to Make a Difference. Here's what's really cool about that. So there's a progression in our learning, right? So when we understand and can learn how to read a situation, in other words, one-on-one or in a tour or with, whether it's with our team members, with our customers, or our business partners, we're learning how to care as well, right? So, and when we learn how to care, how to read the situation of the other people we're speaking with, we will want to engage. Therefore, we're going to teach how to actively listen. And so once there's caring and we want to engage, then there's the final part of the Rad workshop, number 3, is deciding to make a difference. We believe that if we learn how to care more, we're engaging more, we will absolutely want to decide to make a big difference, especially with regard to human centricity, which ties to value, more rents, higher rents, more renewals, et cetera, et cetera. So excited to give you guys that little sneak peek there.
You know, it brings to mind, not only is there an economic benefit to our business, what rings in that to me is if you do those things well in service of another human being, you're in service of yourself.
Yes.
Because you're in fulfilling one's need or desire, you're fulfilling your innate need and desire to serve another person, right? So there's an equation there that wins on both sides from a human perspective.
So you hit on something. I'm not going to give any more out, but that is absolutely something that's going to tie into this, because as we teach and grow together how to be more human-centric, that applies not only at work, but more importantly in our personal lives, with our families. And when we're kind of balanced out with that personally, we're more productive at work and vice versa. So I'm just so excited to be bringing the content and bringing everybody together. Now, two more updates on that. So you know how the conferences are always for the property managers and the maintenance supervisors, and that's the same this year. However, what we're doing this year is we're going to be recording all the keynotes, all the rad workshops, and we're going to be posting them online so that everybody on site can participate in watching these and giving feedback and interacting socially as well. That's an exciting update. Very, very excited to include everybody. And the second thing is this, or the final thing is, I would really love to just thank, we're calling these team members the influencers. So I'm just going to call them out by name. Scott Trippett, Adina Sanchez, Allison Richards, Joe Cherry, Hector Mora, Demario Mack, Nikki Randall, Cassie Morange, Wesley Dean, Levi Cortez, Scarlett Sparkman, Heidi Auger, Lolita James, and Chase Roberts. So what we did, Mike, was so we had a pretty good idea of where we wanted to go with regard to content. So we created an outline and an objective, but then what we did was we reached out to these folks, our influencers, to get firsthand feedback on, what are some of the key challenges that you experience on a day-to-day basis? What works really, really well? Where do you need assistance? And so we've woven these influencers' feedback into the content. So really excited to see these influencers there and see it all pull together.
Oh, that's very cool.
And so finally, we'll just leave you with the this little graphic that you see on the screen is obviously an airplane, but it has huge significance, and that's all I'll say until we meet at Align 2020.
That's a teaser. I love it. I just think when you bring a lot of like-minded people together in a big format like that, and with the breakout sessions and so on and so forth, you can't help but to create a synergy and an energy for a go forward, right? And getting into what we are trying to accomplish here in the way of RPKing.
I love to say, it's going to be such a fun time, but it's going to be serious at the same time.
Ooh, I like that.
It is. So I'm going to transition back to you, Mike. Talk about something that's so incredible. It is so exemplary of being in service of, and it took place last year, but it's worth noting for sure.
We have to call it out.
Huge stats and results.
Yeah, this was the Radko Feeds America initiative. It was part of the CIA, or Caring in Action program at Radko. And it was organized and put together by Matthew. Just want to call out Matthew and shout out to Matthew that was a colossal undertaking all across the country. And we got near 100% participation. So Matthew, thank you.
Thanks, Matthew.
Can't do that without you, for sure. Exciting. I was part of the day one team, and we actually ended up packing we were 10 boxes short of 1,000 boxes on day one, only because they ran out of potatoes.
Oh my goodness.
So, and we actually finished like 45 minutes early, so we could have packed way over 1,000 boxes. But anyway, 5-day combined total for our teams across the country was 100,000 meals served, which is a phenomenal number.
It's radical.
It's radical. It's a radical number.
It's rad. So, what's incredible about that, Mike, is what I noticed in just engaging around that was how passionate every single team member was to just go and serve for the day.
That's right.
And that's kind of, I know I talked a little bit about the progression of, caring, engaging, and delivering, but it just showed me and demonstrated to me how much our team members care.
That's right.
Care to serve. And that's when you can give yourself away and give it to those in need, that is just a huge, incredible
Okay, before we do the outro, we're actually going to talk about Yammer highlights from really dating back to our last episode. So the Yammer highlights are going to be in big volume, right?
Yeah.
And I think we're just going to call out some headlines, and you'll see the actual posts or some pictures or images on the screen. So we're doing daily huddles as an organization now. Okay, everybody, the DH, call it the DH. So every day, every single team across the entire organization gets together in 2 daily huddle meetings, right? The real premise or the real idea behind the daily huddle is to bubble up issues and problems very, very quickly, and they need to be solved as fast as they possibly can. So if you're a property manager and your leasing consultant, your maintenance technician bubbles up a problem, your job is to solve it right there in that daily huddle. If you can't, as soon as you get on a daily huddle call with your regional manager, the regional manager needs to solve that problem on your behalf so that you can go back and make it happen, right? Yeah. So it's really a bias for action, getting problems solved very, very quickly. Levi did his daily huddle in an actual vacant unit. The unit had been vacant for forever, let's call it 100 plus days. Yeah. So he decided to have his daily huddle in the unit, which was very, very cool.
That's awesome. I love that. Mike, you know what I love about the daily huddles is most people might not realize, even as you recounted the daily huddle format, is that we're also doing daily huddles in our department, in our group. And what I've seen even over the last 30 days is we're hearing some of the issues that are bubbling up, coming up to us, and also word of the accomplishments, the things that have been accomplished through. It's kind of like whisper down the lane. It's kind of whisper up the ladder.
That's right.
And what's really cool about that is that one simple step of all of us doing a daily huddle on every single day, one after the other, it's working. Because not often do we hear about a lot of the accomplishments, a lot of the challenges people are having, and it gives us opportunity to really help us grow as a company.
That's exactly right. It's all about communication. It's the chief complaint in a company is communication. One of the chief premises for the daily huddle is to get communication flowing. So it's awesome. So shout out to Levi for doing that in a vacant unit. Next one, brand new gym. So we built a brand new gym up into Creekside and Meridian Hills in Indy, and it's beautiful. And I understand that the assistant manager there at the property that residents are trying to knock down the door to get in to use the facility. It's not officially open yet. We're waiting on our certificate of occupancy from the city.
Wow!
So we can't let anyone in until they give us that piece of paper.
So much needed amenities.
I
love that.
And it's beautiful. So hats off to the construction team for actually building that building. Yeah. It's beautiful. Shout out to the maintenance team at Ashford at Meridian Hills. This is a 728 unit community, and
huge. Recently
they got their work order count down to 33.
Oh my gosh! So as a percentage basis on any community over 500 units, let alone 720, getting down to under 50 is incredible. So shout out.
Yeah, it's quite the accomplishment because on any given day you can have 50 plus work orders come in just in a day.
Exactly.
So to get down and maintain at that level is really awesome. Also want to give a shout out to Norris Crabb from Spalding Bridge, who actually spent an entire month up in Indy helping out. And I actually was up there at the property when Norris was there, and Norris has one of the most amazing attitudes ever. Just ever. It's very contagious. If you're around him, you can't help but to be excited about the day. He's just nonstop energetic and excited. And quite the teacher. He spent a lot of time there teaching both the assistant manager and leasing consultants about processes and procedures and disciplines and routines that we do.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, so hats off to Norris. We really, really appreciate
So you're sharing the knowledge.
Yeah. Hey, that's where did that come from?
I heard that from someone.
Yeah, a long time ago. Dominic Mack from Ashford, Georgetown. This is really cool. Matthew pointed out this was peer-to-peer sort of an acknowledgement of one's efforts, right? So one peer took the time out to acknowledge that another peer was doing a great job and shouted that out on Yammer. And I just think it's such a great testament to what Yammer is all about. And not only peer-to-peer sharing, but up, down, and down, up. It's just... Nobody has a title on Yammer, right? It's just get the acknowledgments out there and share, and I really appreciate the people that are doing it. And Demario, for you doing that, it was tremendous, especially at a property where it's been a rough go. It's been a really rough go, so the fact that we took some time out to acknowledge people was awesome. Appreciate you. Next one is Radius Palms cleans house at the Bay Area Apartment Association Awards. So Hector,
This is incredible.
it's just like 3 people from the same property, right? Hector, who's the assistant manager, got the assistant manager of the year at the Area Apartment Association. Mohammed got the leasing agent of the year, and then Tina got the rookie of the year. And I think it was leasing rookie of the year, so I think there were some different awards that went out, but hers was the leasing rookie of the year. So just a tremendous, that's awesome. 3 people from the same property.
That's a great apartment association down there too, and just to have that recognition within that community of colleagues within the industry is an incredible accomplishment.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, a couple more here. We have, again, Creekside at Meridian Hills. They're doing a lot of Yammer, a lot of activity on Yammer. They passed the, I didn't know that my test was dreaded.
You're infamous, or your test is infamous.
The dreaded?
I've seen pictures, actually.
Yeah, I think there's a picture up right now. Yes, it is true that my site visit and my unit inspection is, it might be dreaded, but I do get down on my hands and knees. I pull the bottom of the oven out. I rub my hands around on the floor. I even go into the bathrooms and I rub my hands, no gloves, right around the base of the toilet just to check the caulking to make sure that's right. On the bathtub there, touch the top of every single ceiling fan. But the team at Meridian Hills actually passed that test. Yeah. It was amazing. I was blown away by the quality of the units right here.
You know, it's incredible that you have that level of detail, right, and attention. But what we almost realize is that every resident moving in pays attention to those little details.
That's
so
right.
Each of us have to.
That's right. So. It's if to your point, if a prospect who is becoming a resident doesn't have a great move-in experience, you can be sure that you're going to have 10 service requests right on the heels of the move-in.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so all we're doing with the dreaded Mike Brewer test is trying to diminish your work order count.
Exactly.
All right, and next we have a few new Radko team members, and when we say new, we mean really new.
Brand new.
Brand
spanking
That's
new.
right, onesie type new. So we have 3 new babies and team members who had babies recently. Kyle, from right here in the home office, had a baby recently. Emery from Radius Mountain Creek, his wife had a baby recently. And then Ariel down in Florida, she had a baby recently. So we are setting the stage for the future of Radko.
Yes, new team members.
New team members, yeah. About 18, 19 years from
I
now.
love that. And I think we're going to have more coming up next month, too.
Oh, I know, you're right. Yes, woo. Love it. Okay, and then last but not least, I wanted to give a shout out and welcome to the class of Lead 3.0.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a difference this time around. Instead of going out and recruiting recent graduates, we're actually focused on internal team members. Right? So Ashley Hauser, Marcos Torres, and Nate Natasi are actually the class of 3.0 that are going through right now. I just want to give a shout out and a welcome to you guys.
And what's cool about those 3 individuals is, you know, they applied for it, they desired to be in lead, and now they've made it happen. So it's going to be an incredible class.
Oh, I love it. I just love it. All right, Bob, I think that was the end of episode 1
Looks
from
like
the new season.
It's a wrap.
What do you think?
I thought that went well, but we'll have to wait to see what everybody's feedback is on the survey.
I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5-star review.
5-star, yes, I will too. We got to get our ratings up.
That's right, we got to get our ratings up. So I'm going to go on to all of our social media sites and give a 5-star review with a huge long narrative. I'll be critiquing you in the narrative.
Yeah, please, I know you will.
But definitely a 5-star review.
No, but so so it's just so awesome to get back in Brew here and really just take time to highlight our team members, because that's what it's all about.
That's right.
Is highlighting our team members. So thanks, and looking forward to next time.
Yep, send us your stories. Take care.
See you guys. Mike, I'll turn it over to you to talk about secret shop. Easy for you to say. So straight through.
Oh, do the Vance Carter
without
over
the
again.
joke.
Oh. Without the joke?
No, you can do the job.
Just kidding. Don't tell me it stopped after 10 seconds.
That would be awesome.
It was a good intro.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to another episode of The Brew. Is that
The
better?
Brew. Yeah.
Here you
We
say
can always
it.
speed it up in the editing process.
It's a jungle out there. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under there.
We should stick our day jobs.
To the alphabet. And to the studio. Boom. Action.
Oh, was that my key? People are watching. I can't do this on a stage front.
They're not watching.
They're doing their job. I saw Erica. She's peeking. She's not peeking. Peek her.